Bill Anderson, you pitched a story. Seems like pretty good work working for the government in Bayonne. What do you got?
Yeah, it's not too bad. There's a new mayor in town in Bayonne. So with new mayor Jimmy Davis coming in, fiscal years are ending. People are starting to question the people who make six-figure salaries working for government in Bayonne. So I chased the story to Bayonne City Hall, went to try and speak to the outgoing mayor, Mark Smith. He wasn't available for comment, but I just kind of walked into the office. So his spokesperson told me this is much ado about nothing. These people earned these salaries.
Department directors' salaries here in Bayonne are set by ordinance following a public hearing. So the public does have the opportunity to comment either for or against proposed salaries for department directors.
The salaries in question range from about $130,000 for the city attorney on down to a little over $100,000 for someone who works in the finance department. I also went to both the police and fire departments to try to speak to them because they don't make this list of top salaries, but if you look at statistics, 75% of firefighters and almost 90% of police officers in Bayonne all make over $100,000.
Wow.
Nobody there wanted to talk, perhaps for obvious reasons. I went to go see the new mayor at their campaign office. They told me that they are going to look into this. They do think that it's something that needs to be addressed, particularly with budget issues, so they're going through the budget with a fine-tooth comb. Now, social media, interestingly enough, is evenly split on this. Some people are saying it's ridiculous that government workers are making six figures. Others are saying, particularly with police and fire, you're risking your life every day. They earn that money, so they're entitled to it.
Right, you can see the argument, I think, for the cops and for the firefighters. Certainly, if they've had their time in grade and they're risking their lives. But I'm a little surprised that it's so weighted on the part of government workers.
Yeah, it's interesting because they went through it with me and showed comparable salaries throughout New Jersey. And they pointed out that a lot of people in similar positions to Bayonne are making either comparable salaries or, in many circumstances, significantly more. So is that just what you have to pay for these jobs?
Well, my first take on it is it does need context. There are plenty of municipalities where public officials get paid a lot more than they do in Bayonne. For example, the administrator in Princeton, I believe, makes $180,000 a year. I think in Atlantic City it's $140,000 a year.
To me, I mean, if you know, them making $100,000 a year is not an issue for me because obviously the cost of living in New Jersey is high, right. So they can at least have a comfortable living. But the real reason why the new mayor wants to change this is because he has to deal with the teachers' contracts, and that could lead to higher taxes for everybody.
I think the bigger issue, too, is that these folks are going to get a lifetime pension when they're gone. So the taxpayers are not just on the hook for their emergency services today. You could end up in the situation you're going to have more retired cops and police officers being paid six-figure pensions while you're trying to patrol your streets and put fires out. So the crisis is coming to a head.